Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm busy doing a little bit of Claudette's cardigan, and I have discovered something. I'm sitting here and I have my ring light. It's just after 4 o'clock now. It is gone quite dark quite quick. So I'm having to put my ring light on beside my computer, but I had it on the other day and it dropped down low. I'm showing you. I have the this is the ring light here, and it's quite tall. It dropped down low while I was sitting knitting, trying to get a good light. Right, I'm saying it dropped down low while I was sitting knitting, and it was shining straight onto my knitting, and I was knitting something dark like this, and I had the curtains shut, and I do have trouble seeing things like this when it's not in the daylight. Well, that light made it perfect. It was like looking at daylight, so I found something I can use to knit dark things of a night time. Well, that's what I'm doing, because it is dark now. It gets dark about 3:30 now, but I'm doing a little bit of this, but I've been doing a little bit of everything over the weekend. I've got that much of the brown cable and moss stitch done. I'm probably just about to start on the armholes. These flaming things keep flashing up on my screen. Get off, man. It'll not go off. That's gone. This great big thing covering the screen. I couldn't see the screen. So I'm nearly up to the armholes on that. So it's going to be either a 26 or a 28. I'm not sure until I start. Till I actually get it off the needles and measure it properly. But it's to a 26 inch. I'm not certain whether I'm going to do the cardigan. I might just do a sweater with it, because I haven't got any brown buttons. But never mind anyway. And I've been doing that, and this is a table centre to go with my coasters. Be the one for this one. There, that I've just put this up on my Etsy shop, and it took me, when I do the coasters, I weigh them, the 4 coasters, just to see exactly how much wool, it's cotton actually, to see how much cotton is in and how much, that gives me an idea how much to charge for them. So I weighed this after I've done it, and there's about the same amount of cotton in it as what's in the set of 4 coasters, just slightly more. So I know I can charge about the same as what I charge for the coasters, and it took me about the same amount of time. It took me 3.5 hours. I worked out the time from start to finish. I wrote it down when I stopped doing it, because I started it last night and I finished it off this morning, and it took me exactly 3.5 hours to do this, and that's about how long it takes me to do 4 coasters. So that's putting this up for the same price as the coasters. So I got that done, and I also done another set of coasters. These were the only ones I didn't have up on my Etsy shop, the ones with the green edge. So I now have the set of both of those, and a set of that one. So these are 3 different colourways that you can do the coasters. You can see the different centres, the different colour centres and the different edges, and I also have a set of white ones. You can't see that very well for the light, can you? But it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern as that, just all one colour. This one is when you do it more than just a centre piece, it comes out as an 8-sided, it's actually an octagon, because you start off with 8 stitches in the middle, and each group of stitches is 8, and these ones are all 8, and you just keep adding to it. But it comes out as an 8-sided shape, an octagon. That's what you call it. You can't make this into a circle because of you can with the coasters, because you stop when you get this far doing the 8, and the little bit you do around here, which is up here now, that keeps it into a circle. But when you do it the whole thing like this and just keep adding, that's how it comes out anyway, an octagon shape. So I have to do another 2 of these to match the other coasters, and I'll probably do a white one as well, and they'll do for my Etsy shop to keep it stocked. And I'm getting a little bit of this, bit more of Claudette's cardigan done, because I've finished for the weekend. I've got to do my orders now, but I was at my granddaughter's yesterday and had a canny day. Cheryl after we had our lunch, the middle boy, Tommy, he had a box of Lego, a new box of Lego that he wanted his mum to help him with. He won't do it himself. He's got to have his mum's help. Well, his mother does the whole thing. Actually, he just sits and watches. I'm seeing 5-year-old, you should be trying to do it yourself. But we were washing the dishes, and he kept coming in every couple of minutes and asking his mum, "Are you finished yet?" You know, and just got that sick of him asking. She said, "If you ask me one more time, if we are finished in here, you're going up to your room, and I'm not doing the Lego for you." So he was quiet, because we had quite a lot of dishes to wash up and that, and we were chatting while we were doing it, so we weren't in any hurry. So anyway, Tommy changed his tactics. His mum went out the room for a couple of minutes. We started asking me if we were finished instead. And I told him, I says, "Look, your mum's told you when we're finished here, we'll help you, not before that." So anyway, we went and sat at the table afterwards, and Cheryl was doing the Lego with Tommy. And I started doing a little bit of my crochet, but then I had to get up and help little Eddie with some jigsaws, because he was annoying Cheryl and Tommy while they were trying to do the Lego. So I think I did 5 minion jigsaws. I was sick of the sight of the minions by the time that was time for me to go home. After that, it was about 6 o'clock. So that was my day on Sunday. Now I have another little story I'm going to tell you. I was just thinking, just something about smoking. You know, I don't smoke. My husband smoked. And I've got 3 sons. The 2 oldest ones don't smoke. We never ever said to them, we never laid down the law and said that they couldn't smoke, but we just left it up to them. They said it's in your own interests. We said health-wise and money-wise not to smoke. Well, the 2 oldest ones never did, but the youngest one was a different matter. I never knew he was smoking until one day me and my husband were sitting in the kitchen after we'd had our tea and that, and I think it was in the summer. It was still light outside, and I could see smoke wafting around. My son's bedroom was just above the kitchen, and I could see smoke wafting around outside, you know, and I said to my husband, well, we used to get a lot of fires around where we live, because there was a scrapyard over outside of where I live. There's some trees and that, and there's a railway line, and then there used to be a scrapyard. And often used to get cars burnt out there, and I thought, oh, maybe there's a car. Somebody set a car alight or something over there. So I decided to go upstairs and I'll have a look out of, my son's called Ian, like I'll have a look out of Ian's bedroom window, and I'll be able to see if there's a car on fire over there, because I could see past the trees and that. I never knocked on the door like I would normally. I mean, he was upstairs with his friend. The two of them were doing whatever they do, playing games on computer thing and all that. And I think he was about 16 or 17 at the time. I don't remember his exact age, but he was working, so he had his own money. And I just went in the room, and there the two of them were sitting. We had two windows I'd open on the side, and the two of them were sitting on either side of the window with a cigarette, blowing the smoke out the window, and that's what the smoke was. It was coming down. And I just went in. I said, "Well, you've been caught now, haven't you?" And I said, "I did tell you." I says, "Wasn't a good idea to smoke and that." And of course, you know, the cheek, like, you know, "Well, I suppose you've never smoked, have you, ma'am?" Like. And I said, "Actually, I did try it once." So I told him a little story, which I'm going to tell you. I was working in, it was my second job I had. I started working a shop on Shields Road in Baker, beside where I lived at the time. Bevan's it was called, and it was a department store thing, like, and I was on the shoe department. I did not like it, so I applied for another job, and I got it. It was Rington's Tea Factory, and this factory was just across the road. I just had to, the street where I lived, we lived right at the top of the street, and all I had to do was step out of the door, walk over the road, and there I was in work. And that was great, that, when I worked there. So I was only 15 when I was working there, and I think it was round about the first Christmas time. We were working on Saturday morning, and on the afternoon the girls were going to have a little bit of a party because it was the last day for we're breaking up for the Christmas holiday. So we had a few drinks, you know what I mean. I wasn't used to drinking. I was only 15. Had one or two drinks, and then the girls were smoking, you know, and they and say, "Oh, go on, Sheila, have a try, you know, try a cigarette. Makes you feel dead growing up, you know." That was the way they talked. So, okay, I had a try, and well, it's all right, that, like, you know. So, anyway, we went home a little bit tipsy, coming out of the factory. And I thought, there's a little shop just across the road. So I went in and bought myself 10 cigarettes. And I went home, and my dad was working away at the time. I think he was at Fort William. He was a steel erector, and he used to work away a lot. And I think he was at Fort William at the time. I think we were expecting him home that weekend. But there was nobody in. My mother and my sister would have been out shopping and that. And I thought, well, there's nobody in, so nobody's going to know. So I goes in the house and got these cigarettes. And I was smoking and smoking and smoking. I'm feeling sicker and sicker. But I smoked all those 10 cigarettes. And then my mum come back from shopping. And she come in. She just opened the front door and she shouted up the stairs, "Is your dad in, Sheila? Is he home?" She says, "No." She says, "You've been smoking." Of course, me, I went, "She, you know, I've been smoking." Of course, you know, trying to get out, and I haven't been smoking. "You have? The house stinks of smoke. The whole house stinks of smoke. You've been smoking." And I was slapped all around that house. And I told you what I would do if I ever caught you with a cigarette in your hand. And I was slapped all around the place. And of course, I was feeling sicker and sicker with the drink I'd been drinking, and then off the cigarettes. And that was the one and only time I ever tried to smoke. And it wasn't the good hiding I got that put me off ever smoking again. It was the way I felt. The sick. I had to go to bed. I felt really sick, and probably the drink as well, you know, a little bit drink. We're probably only drinking sherry and things like that, you know, but that's what I told my son. But, you know, the age they were, they didn't listen to you. And he says to this day, he says, "Mum, I wish I'd taken notice of you." He says, "I can't really do without cigarettes now." I says, "Well, I did try to tell you, but," I says, "you know what you're like at that age, yeah." I don't know what's got me onto this conversation about smoking anyway. I must have seen something, I've heard something somewhere that's got on. But anyway, I'm sitting knitting and that, and all I can see when I'm knitting is like silver hairs, long hairs, and it's off my hair. So if I'm doing knitting for anybody and you find an odd hair, please will you send it back to me, because I'm keep losing it all. It's all going into my knitting. I think I've knitted loads of strands of hair, and but that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date with whatever else I'm doing. So bye for now.